Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. This is Harry from Hotspur TV. This is episode 2 of Fixing Tottenham Hotspur. As you guys may have seen, episode 1 was about Harry Kane, and we did get some sort of conclusion that he's probably going to stay, so I guess I didn't listen to my video. But episode 2, so Micky van der Ven actually was announced for Tottenham today. He signed officially on a 6-year contract, and we're going to talk about Micky van der Ven because I do think, again, he's a step in the direction of fixing the club. In the sense, of course, in our defence, because everyone knows the Spurs' defence is like really bad. So, but Van der Ven finally put pen to paper. I hate to use this phrase, but a protracted transfer saga over this summer. He's finally joined, at least before the season starts, which is I'm grateful for. But he has got no preseason minutes with the team, but at least he got some preseason with his previous club. So, Micky van der Ven, good, bad signing. Well, good because let's be honest, he's going to be better than Dyer and Sanchez, and I'd argue even Romero, Tanganga. Van der Ven comes in as probably, and this is me saying this, is quite large words. So the first choice for Ange Postecoglou. I think he goes straight into the starting lineup next to Romero on Sunday against Brentford away, which is a very tough first game actually. And yeah, so Van der Ven, what do I think? And how do I think this is fixing the club? Well, we need defenders, and Van der Ven is a defender, especially centre halves. Van der Ven, from what I've heard, and this is what I'm saying from what I've heard because I've never actually seen him play, he's very fast, tall. He looks like his recovery is very, very good, and playing in a high line that would be a very useful trait. And do I think he's going to make a step up straight into the become one of the top centre halves straight away in the Premier League? I don't think so. A lot of people like him to Jan Vertonghen because of, I guess, the Dutch sort of connection. I think people probably think of a similar song to Van der Vaart with Van der Ven, if I'm being honest. Um, and yeah, do I think is to me it's like a start really. Van der Ven, I know he signed Vicario early in the window, but I'm quite 50-50 on him. But with Van der Ven, at least it's like a 6-year deal for a 21-year-old, which implies to me that he's definitely going to be here for a long time. Postecoglou, bearing in mind, signed a 4-year deal. So he's Postecoglou's choice. So like I said, it's a step in the right direction. Because as you guys might know, Postecoglou tried to get him when he was at Celtic. And like I said, he'll go straight in. But will he be the Spurs centre half for the next 4 or 5 years? I'd argue as long as Ange is here, yes. If Ange isn't here, who knows? But in terms of rebuilding the team, rebuilding the club, really, Van der Ven is quite significant, like I said, and he could end up being maybe in 2 or 3 years' time the captain of Tottenham. It's very possible because right now Spurs really do like leaders in that team. As I said at the beginning, though, Kane is most likely staying, which is good or bad, however you want to see it. So he'll probably end up being the club captain because Lloris is supposedly on his way out, and we've seen none of the recent preseason. He wants to go. So I think Kane will still retain captaincy. But as for Van der Ven, like I said, it's a step in the right direction. I was like I say, it remains to be seen how he's going to stay the whole deal. And I do think it's quite dependent on Ange as well. I do think on paper he does fit the system. Like I said, with fast recovery. He's young, like I said, so he's probably got a lot more legs. Like I said, a lot of people have likened to Vertonghen, and maybe that will kind of shore up our defence a little bit. But like I said, he can't be any worse than Dyer or Sanchez or Tanganga or that group of centre halves. Or even Romero. Like I said, I think Van der Ven probably is better than Romero. Because I think Romero's just a loose cannon. So at least with Van der Ven, is he going to be as rash? I feel like he won't. Yeah, like I said, so is this the right direction fixing Tottenham? This guy, like I said, could be the leader we've been asking for. Like, I hope so. But my argument being now is Spurs need to go out and sign an experienced centre half playing alongside him. Like I said earlier in the window, I've been calling for someone like Bonucci. Not necessarily him. Today I was looking at maybe someone like Dunk or Tarkowski. It's like a proper Premier League centre half. Maybe someone like Anderson isn't a bad shout. Spurs have been linked with Laporte, which would be a very outrageous signing. But do I think Laporte's the answer? He could be. Because I think to me, it's like I want someone alongside Van der Ven who's going to have Premier League experience. in an ideal world, or of a lot of experience, so he can kind of learn off of. So his transition from the Dutch league to the Premier League isn't as hard. But like I said, he's a long-term player for us. I think Van de Ven could be a mainstay in the Spurs defense for years. And this is, like I said, just concluded this video. This is a step in the right direction, but there's still a long way to go. Like I said, buy another centre half. I'd argue we need a left back and a right back as well on top of that. Vicario has still to me a lot to prove. And yeah, so Van de Ven, good signing. It's a good start in fixing the team and the club, but we still have a very, very long way to go. Like I said in the first video, this will take 2 or 3 years, and I'll keep doing this until I feel like Tottenham are in the level where they should be. I.e., we won a trophy, we're in a title charge on the way to win it, or something like that, or back in the Champions League and actually going for it rather than just going out in the groups. So these videos will carry on until the club is fixed. And Van de Ven, top signing.